Hi there, it's Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today I am creating a card with no coloring and no stamps whatsoever. I am just using a pattern paper, and the paper that I'm using is a super cute paper pack that's called Baby Bear, and it is 6x6 paper pack, single-sided. There are a lot of cute little images for baby cards or child's cards, but there are also some plaids and stripes in there as well that would be really great for cards that are not necessarily baby related. And so I'm going to create a super quick and easy card today just using this pattern paper and dies. And what I decided to do for this card was to take the heart, those are not hearts, to take the star pattern paper, the white stars with the blue background, and make clouds. And so the dies that I'm using for the clouds are the grass and cloud edger dies. And so I took the cloud die that had the stitching on it. I cut 2 pieces of the star background paper, and then I cut 2 pieces of just white cardstock, and I am using that really nice background with the gray stripes, gray and white stripes. I really love that pattern. And I'm going to take the cloud and alternate them so that they're different on the top and the bottom. So the first one I'm going to adhere is the white cloud, and then I'm going to stack the blue star paper on top of it. And I'm going to add a little bit of dimension so that it's not sitting flat against that other paper. And so I am taking my super fun foam that I love to use for everything. It's really thin, so it doesn't add too much dimension. I'm just going to go ahead and use my tape adhesive and then adhere that strip of foam. And I do end up adding foam to the bottom portion of that cloud as well, just so that it does not get bent if I end up mailing this. And I didn't want the cloud pattern to be completely even with the cloud below it, and so I chose to go ahead and line it up and then cut it just to make sure that when I actually adhered it that it was going to be exactly where I wanted it to be. So before I adhere it, I go ahead and cut both of those pieces that are overhanging the side of my card panel. And then I add a couple extra pieces of that foam and then use my tape runner to add adhesive to all of that foam. And I'm going to line that up with the top of the card and adhere that. And the bottom is basically the same. I just reversed the order of the paper. And so on the top clouds, I have the blue paper on top and then the white paper on the bottom. And for the bottom portion of the card, I wanted it to be the opposite. So I'm going to take the star paper and add that first, and then I will pop up the white cloud and add that on top. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did for the top. I'm going to adhere that first piece against the pattern paper and then trim off the excess. And then I'll grab the second piece and trim that and then add that again with that foam. And for this card, I'm just using the words, the letters, B-A-B-Y for baby, and I'm using the bold ABC die set to cut those out along with a piece of the pattern paper. And to pop those up a little bit so that they're not flat against the card, I'm using some 1/8 inch foam strips. And then I'm going to take my T-ruler and get those lined up as best as I can on my card panel. And most of the time I just try and eyeball it as far as the spacing between the letters and the spacing on the right and left hand side of the cardstock. And as you can probably tell, I'm not using the T-ruler in the proper way, and so my letters are not perfectly straight. But what I do is I take a piece of the purple tape and add that over the letters, and then I'm flipping that over to take off the release paper on the back of the foam strips, and then I'm just going to flip that back over, and it really helps to try and get that lined up on the card a little bit. I do move the letters around a little bit. That Y was kind of wonky, and I tried to fix it as best as I could. And then I wanted to add something else and I didn't want to have to use any other supply. So what I did was I grabbed these 2 pieces of pattern paper, this one with a little hat, and then there's another with little faces, little bear faces. And one of the bears has its eyes open and the other has its eyes closed. So I used 2 of those and then one of the little characters with the hat, and I just kind of tuck those into the clouds. And then I'm going to add a few sequins to finish the card off. And that is it for this quick and easy card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it or find it informative, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. For lots more inspiration using Whimsy products, check out the other videos on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page, as well as on the blog. I will leave all the links below for those so you can check them out. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time.